Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you, and today I want to get into a pair of kicks that I hit for on the Confirmed app. I went for these on Yeezy Supply as well. Recently they dropped two colorways of the 350 V2. A lot of people kind of got tired of the 350 V2, but for me it still remains as one of my favorite Yeezy silhouettes to get. I already had the bone pair, which was one of the colors that just recently dropped, but I really wanted the Onyx colorway, and I'm very pumped that I hit them for retail. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's get into these Onyx Yeezy 350 V2s. So like always, there's really nothing to go over with this box. Just cardboard, 350 on the top, Boost labeling on the side. It opens like a drawer like we're used to, and the tag reads Yeezy Boost 350 V2. The colorway is Onyx, Onyx, Onyx. This is a size 10.5, and these were $230 for retail. Like I said, I got these on the Confirmed app, and there is just something about a black Yeezy 350 V2 that I love so much. I'm really glad that I got this pair. They look really good in hand. I was actually expecting them to be a little bit lighter. I thought that they would be more of like a gray color, but they're really dark. And these also have that sustainable branding there on the insole, just like the bone pair did. So I guess they made these with a certain percentage of recycled material or something like that. But just like the bone pair, the upper feels soft, and you can't tell. It's not like these seem like they're any less quality than what we're used to for 350 V2s. But an all black Yeezy 350 V2 is just dope as dope can be in my book. And I love the comfort of 350 V2s. I just really like this pair, and I'm glad that I have them for retail. I wanted to grab my breads just to show you in comparison. I guess these are just a little bit lighter, but I don't even know if you can pick it up on camera or not. But these are core black, and this is the Onyx colorway. I don't know if you can really tell that this is a little bit lighter, this Onyx pair, but whenever you're looking at them in person, you can definitely notice a little bit. This pair has that kind of translucent stripe going down the side that you can see the socks through just a little bit, and the bread pair doesn't. It's just kind of like the heavy fabric. You can see a stripe on there, but it's more of just a change in the stitching. Another thing that's a lot like the bone pair is the stitching on these. You can see this neat texture on the front and on the back, but in the midfoot on the inside of the shoe, it's real smooth in texture. Like the stitching pattern changes, and it gives it a more smooth look. And again, just to compare it to like the bread, you get texture going the whole way back the shoe, but on this 350 V2 Onyx, you can see that it's kind of smooth looking there at the midfoot. Hopefully that comes through. This has always been one of my favorite 350 V2s. Love this pair, and this is close behind it. This isn't real far behind it, and I think right now resale on these isn't bad at all. So it might be a good time if you want a black Yeezy 350 V2. It might be a good time to pick these up. But on to this review of the Onyx pair. We have your standard tread pattern on the outsole. It's all black over top of this Boost cushioning, which I'm a huge fan of. There at the back, you can see that it says Boost, and here in the front, it's got a little bit of Adidas branding. But like all 350 V2s, I like that there's not a whole bunch of branding on it, like you're not a walking billboard. On the left shoe came with the tags like we're used to seeing, with that hemp style rope holding it on. But then as we come up to the midsole, it's a little bit more see-through, and looking at it here in the light, it looks like it's got a little bit of like a sparkle to it or something. Like it almost looks like it's like metallic. I don't know if you can see that or not, just like a little bit of like a glitter when the sun catches it. But you can see through the midsole a little bit more. It's opaque, you can barely see anything through it, but if you look, you can see the boost through there just a little bit, whereas this rubber on the outsole is a lot darker. And there on the back, that might be the best comparison. You can see this stripe that's a little bit darker coming up in between the sides, which are a little bit more translucent, and the light goes through just a little bit. But then coming up to the upper, it's a knit material, and like I said before, I guess that these are somewhat sustainable, not as hard on the environment, which is cool. But a lot of times that means that you're sacrificing quality or even style. Sometimes stuff doesn't look as high end if it's recycled or sustainable materials, but somehow they figured these out, because this knit is just as good as what standard knit is. Like, I honestly really can't tell a difference between how it feels. But I really like seeing all that texture. And then I think at the midfoot, that's neat how there's just no texture, how it's smooth. This does have the canvas type heel tab there on the back in all black. The whole shoe is just pretty murdered out. And then this stripe is a little bit see-through. I don't know if you can see light through there right now or not. It almost looks like there's a little bit of like a plastic coating or something. It's got a little bit of a shine to it, depending on how the light hits it. But I like that little accent. It's not loud or anything, but it just looks classy to me. Then coming down the center of the toe, I always like this stitching, this seam that goes up the middle. Of course, that's all black. Looks dope. And that goes all the way up to the top of the tongue. And really, there is no tongue. These 350 V2s are just a lot like a sock. But it's got black piping going around the opening there at the collar, up by the ankle. And they gave us standard Yeezy style laces. They're rope style, and they feel just like all Yeezy laces, but they're in a black color as well. And then the sock liner is also black, or just like a dark gray. And like all 350 V2s, you can see that 3 stripes going down the back, and that's also black. The insole on the right shoe just says Yeezy and has the 3 stripe emblem, and the insole on the left shoe says Yeezy, and it's got that world, like the earth emblem, which signifies that it's one of the sustainable pairs. But all in all, I think these are dope. I think they look really good. Let me know what you think. I'm out.